11 commercial banks are required to raise a combined 15 billion shillings by December to avoid losing their licenses in the race to meet the minimum capital requirements of 3 billion shillings. The Tier 3 lenders will be under fundraising pressure to meet the core capital requirement, which was raised from 1 billion shillings in under 4 months. NTV's Brian George tells us which banks and why the regulator is pushing for this.
The Central Bank of Kenya now expects 11 banks to sell stakes, merge, raise billions from shareholders through rights issue or tap funds from their parent companies. The 11 lenders include Paramount Bank, M Oriental, ABC Bank Kenya, Premier Bank, CIB International Bank, Middle East Bank Kenya, and the Development Bank of Kenya DBK, based on the assessment of financial statements for the quarter ending June 2025. Others are UBA Kenya Bank, Credit Bank PLC, Access Bank Kenya, and the Consolidated Bank of Kenya. Part of the lenders facing the capital hole are subsidiaries of foreign banks and have turned to their parent firms for fresh capital. For instance, UBA Kenya Bank told NTV Business that it would pursue new capital from its parent bank Nigeria's UBA PLC. NTV Business is also aware of at least 2 banks that are considering fresh capital through a stake sale and have approached the CBK for approvals. State-owned Consolidated Bank faces the highest deficit in core capital at 3.7 billion shillings, having ended June with a 701 million capital gap from a smaller hole of 643.8 million shillings. Other lenders facing core capital deficits over 1 billion shillings include Access Bank at 3.4 billion shillings, Credit Bank PLC at 1.72 billion shillings, CIB International Bank at 1.09 billion shillings, and UBA Kenya Bank at 1.51 billion shillings. 7 other banks facing lighter deficits of between 260 million shillings include Paramount Bank Limited and a 930 million shillings deficit by the Development Bank of Kenya. The core capital deficit for some of the banks have been worsened by continued losses in the first half of 2025, resulting in the further erosion of their funding base. CBK Governor Dr. Kamau Thuge previously said that the enhanced capital requirements will strengthen the banking sector's resilience and trigger a fresh round of mergers and acquisitions within the next 5 years. The Business Laws Amendment Act of 2024, which was signed into law in December last year, requires banks to increase their minimum core capital from 1 billion shillings to 10 billion shillings over the next 5 years. Brian George, NTV, Nairobi.